It's our great honor to now speak to Alea Hudson, an Itawamba Community College grad. Alea, thanks for coming on. Congratulations.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right, so you got lots of stuff on your gown there.
I do.
You must have did pretty well. Huh?
I did. I like to think I did. PTK, SKD, Honors College, Special Honors, Women of Excellence President. I like to keep busy.
Well, I can tell just based on your personality that you would excel at anything you do.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so what'd you think about the big graduation day?
I loved it. Teared up a couple times, but it was perfect.
Yeah. Now, you told us offline you're from not too terribly far away from Louisville, Mississippi.
Yep,
right?
Originally from Louisville, relocated to New Albany when I was in the 2nd grade. So consider New Albany my hometown.
Okay. And what did you study while you were here at ICC?
I actually double majored in political science and sports journalism.
Okay, gotcha. And what are your plans now that you've got your degree from ICC?
Hope to transfer to the University of Southern Mississippi in the fall. Go Eagles. And then continue my graduate education, and I hope to acquire my PhD one day.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
And in what subject matter?
I believe that I'll probably go down the political science path for that, but I'll probably receive my master's in both poli-sci and journalism for that as well.
So do you have political aspirations?
I actually do. I like to tell people that my ultimate goal is to either be president of the United States or to have my own ESPN show, or maybe both. I might dibble-dabble in both. Who knows?
Well, I heard you tell Senator Daniel Sparks as he was walking out you hope to have his job one day.
I do want his job. I'm coming for it.
No, you're going higher than that. No disrespect to the good Senator Sparks. He's a great friend and a great state senator. But, okay, so I like you having the aspiration of being president of the United States one day. Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you. Some people say it's like, that's crazy. You can't do that.
Of
Says
course
who?
you can. Yeah.
Says who?
Yeah. The requirements in our Constitution, there aren't but like a couple. You know, you got to be, 35 and be born in the United States. I think that's about it. So
I have 16 years, and then y'all will see my presidential bid.
Well, I look forward to that. I bet you'll do great at that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what are some great memories you have here while you were a student at ICC?
Where do I start? My testimonial with ICC is kind of a unique one. I actually planned on going straight to Ole Miss following high school graduation. Didn't have the best orientation experience, knew that the good Lord was telling me to go elsewhere. And my twin sister, who graduates today as well, was coming to ICC. And she's like, Alea, just try it, for a year. If you don't like it, just transfer. Got to meet Tyler Kemp and Dr. J. Allen at the State of the Region meeting when I moderated that girls' leadership panel. And I remember telling Dr. Allen, I'm just going to stay for a year. I'm not going to stay for long. And he said his exact words to me: don't count yourself out, because you never know all the experiences ICC might offer. And 2 years later, I am not ready to leave. But some of my best experiences would definitely have to be from this past year. Like I said before, I served as inaugural president of our Women of Excellence program. And that's been a lot of fun, having a mentor like Dr. Kateria Grice, who is actually our advisor for that program. She's done a wonderful job sewing into us young ladies and, teaching us professionalism, etiquette, how to teach, what to wear, what not to wear, and whatnot. I'm also a former pageant girl. I got to do the ICC Most Beautiful pageant both years. So first year I received Most Photogenic, and then this year I received Top 20, which was my goal. That's been a lot of fun. But I can't just pick just one memory, just because, the good Lord has allowed me to come here and flourish in so many different ways, and I am forever indebted to the individuals who have played a part in me during my time here.
I know the faculty, the administration here is fantastic. Of course, you talked about Dr. Al and Tyler Camp. Any in particular professors, instructors that really struck you and really influenced you?
So I actually had the same advisor as I had in my original orientation, which is kind of rare because I'm actually an orientation leader as well. So they'll get assigned an advisor, and sometimes they won't have the same one. I had the same one for both years that I've been here, and he constantly jokes with me about how I've been here for 4 years because technically I was supposed to graduate in December, but I literally made a schedule. I was like, I'm not leaving. You all cannot kick me out. So he helped to not only make my classes, but also we'd be in his office, just talking about my aspirations for the future. He played a very, very big part in making my time here very special. Another one would definitely have to be not an instructor, but our bookstore manager, Lee Adams. I call him my school dad. I actually met his brother when I first got here, and then randomly ran into Lee in the bookstore one day, and he just seemed like a very caring, like a big teddy bear, basically. And since then, he's kind of took me under his wing, and he's played a very, very big part in my time here, being very special as well. Another instructor, like I said before, Dr. Kateria Grice, she's played such a big part in me becoming such a well-spoken, professional young woman. But even the ones that I didn't mention, they know who they are, and I'm endlessly grateful for them.
Yeah. Well, be sure and tell them.
I will. I texted some of them. I was like, I don't want to leave, but I have to leave. Y'all are kicking me out. I know that another one of my instructors, I might tear up talking about her, but Miss Griffey, she was my child psychology instructor. I only had her my last semester, but ever since my freshman year, anytime she sees me in the hallway, she will smile at me. And she actually sent all of us a message at the end of the year, saying how it's been a pleasure to be our instructor. Yeah. And I just, messaged her. I said, thank you so, so much for everything that you have done. Even though I only had you one semester, you played such a big part in making these 2 years so special. And I saw her. I turned around at the end of the ceremony. I said, she said it back. So that was very, very special. But I'm not ready to leave.
Okay, so president or ESPN? What'd you want to do at ESPN specifically?
I really want to host my own show. Okay. I'm a big Stephen A. Smith fan. That might be a hot take. I might get murdered for that. Social media, please don't come for me. I really love Stephen A. Smith. Malika Andrews, she's another very, very big influence of mine. I'm a huge sports girl. Okay. Love some sports. Big baseball girl, football. Washington Commanders fan. We will go to the Super Bowl this year. O's fan. We're not doing too hot. Don't want to talk about that, though. But I love sports. So I either want to do a career in that, maybe reporting, possibly, or hosting my own show might be another one that I might do. Maybe both.
Well, you make a whole lot more money doing that than being president, for what that's worth.
That's valid.
Are there any particular friends that you made here that you're going to leave behind and miss when you move on? Don't cry now.
I'm not J.C. Vincent is one that I definitely have to highlight. Oh, I'm tearing up. She reminds me of my grandmother in a lot of aspects, who played a huge impact on me becoming the young lady that I am today. Whether it's giving me advice on boys, or just telling me, how to grow as a person and be a good, godly young woman. She's helped me greatly in that. Another one, I'd be a fool to not shout out my own twin sister. Even though we've been at each other's throats a couple times while we've been here, she has kept me grounded. I always keep an eye out on her, even if she doesn't realize it. I'll, go look at her location. But, she was the one who actually originally brought me here, and I'm forever grateful to her for that. And okay. I think she's listening. So if she is, love you.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you've had a whole lot of fun here.
I have.
And you've learned a lot at the same time, and now you're all ready to move on to the next phase of life. But I got to ask you this. Do you have any thoughts about perhaps getting married and starting a family one day?
Yes, actually I do. So it's funny you mentioned that because I'm an Indian delegate as well. So at the end of the year, we get our sophomore prophecies. And my prophecy was after Alea marries her baseball husband, she will become a sports reporter and then a government official. And she will slay the day away with her outfits and everything like that. And I thought that was pretty funny because I joke all the time about how I'm going to be a wag one day. Hopefully, please me. But I constantly joke about that. But yes, one day I do hope to start a family of my own and have my kids one day be like, my mom's the president, or cool. My mom's on ESPN.
So, we have a text line. We have a number of listeners and folks that also watch our show as well that text us all throughout the show. So you've already got one voter here, by the way. This individual, he's a regular listener. His name's Mailman Clayton. That's how we describe him. He said, it saddens me to think that as a 70-year-old, I may not live long enough to vote for her for president. So there you go. You already got a voter lined up.
I appreciate
that. You made an impression. I mean, there's only like 100,000 people or so listening out there that might just line up and vote for you.
100,000 votes.
That is so awesome. Well, do you think the road is going to get academically a little more rigorous at Southern?
Definitely.
Especially going for your PhD. It's a lot of work in that.
Yep, I actually I just submitted my application for the Honors College a couple weeks ago. If the good Lord is willing, I'll get in. But definitely think that it will be a little bit more challenging just because, it is a 4-year. But I know that the good Lord has not brought me this far to leave me nor forsake me.
Gotcha. Alea Hudson, a recent Itawamba Community College graduate. What a pleasure and a delight it's been to talk to you, Alea.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on, and all the best in your career and whatever turn life takes you to.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, folks, we're stepping aside for a break. We're coming right back. We've got Braden Holcomb, also an ICC graduate, joining MidDays next. That's where we are, Itawamba Community College in Fulton, Mississippi.